Books. If you aren't reading, you're missing out. You're missing out. But if you do, and you probably should, you'll learn a lot and you'll actually get a lot of value out of these books. These are some of my favorite self-improvement and finance books that I've read that have kind of helped me in my professional life so far. Starting with How to Win Friends and Influence People. You've probably heard of this. I don't know if you can see that. I think it's a great book. It helped me learn how to just talk to people a lot more. And I mean like talk in a more professional sense, I guess. But and also in dealing with people and, you know, just learning how to, not how to just let someone else take control of a conversation. I remember especially after I graduated high school, I read this book during COVID, and that was during the time that I moved out of my hometown and I went to live somewhere else for college. And that really helped me get out of my comfort zone, out of my shell, and to really just to let me practice my people speaking skills, especially with dealing with people when I disagree or, you know, when there's a conflict. But I think especially if you're really introverted, I think this book is a great start on how to just socialize more professionally. Don't let the title fool you, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's not like I mean, I don't know, I guess maybe it could be aimed towards like lonely ass antisocial people, but I think even if you're like the most charismatic guy or a person, I think you could probably definitely pick up a thing or two from this book. It's by Dale Carnegie, by the way. If you want to get into sales, a leadership position, or just how to negotiate with people, great book. The second book that I would recommend is actually another book by Dale Carnegie, and it's called Sell. It's basically just like, not just like this book, but it takes some elements like making deals and, you know, just interacting with people and getting them to be on your side. But this is more of a business professional book, so it will dive into that a lot more than this book would. Next book is actually an audiobook, and I don't have a physical copy, but I bought this online. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It kind of helped me shift my mindset on money and what it means to be rich. I think this was kind of the first book that opened me to the world of finance. I think it helped me a lot more into developing a business-minded mindset. But I guess it kind of gave me a perspective on how people who are wealthier, how they saw money and how they kind of function in a world with money. And it was just a new perspective that I never really thought about because I guess I was at the opposite end of that spectrum. All right, and the next book is The 4-Hour Workweek. This book really teaches you how to systemize everything and how to automate everything, especially if you own a business. At least what I got out of it is to just have a process for everything, systemize everything, and that way it can not only be more efficient, but also help you work less. Hence the title, The 4-Hour Workweek. I think I've definitely got to give this a read over, but yeah, if you own a business or if you ever plan on having something in the future where you kind of just want passive income to come into your bank account, I think this book will definitely help you get to that point, at least in terms of learning how to make things more efficient. Now, the last book, again, this was also an audiobook, but Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I think it was a great book. The way I see it is like the 10 Commandments, but meant for business and finance. I think, again, that book, kind of like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it teaches you the mentality that you need to have in order to accumulate wealth and to kind of just get yourself thinking in this, I guess, business savvy kind of way. I think all of these books that I've mentioned now will help you get into that sort of mindset. But Think and Grow Rich will kind of give you that, I wouldn't say spiritual, but it kind of like ties into manifestation and the laws of the universe. So it's not just like straight up stats and you know, practical uses that you can do with your hands. But I think that book is great for, you know, aligning yourself with your vision. And I feel like if you just read any 3 of the books that I mentioned today and you really just, you know, apply the 3 teachings that you've learned from each book and just really apply it into your own personal life and your business, I think that's all you really need. My favorite so far is Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and actually $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi, which I haven't finished reading yet. I'm only like, I don't even think halfway, but like 3/4 of it. It's been a great read so far. I'm just gonna give it a mention. Let me actually grab it. Here it is. Yeah, I haven't finished reading it yet, but it's been a great read so far. And I think it's more relevant to our current day and age than these books are, because these are pretty old books. But yeah, this book is super simple read too. There's like a lot of images. So it's not like you're just reading a full-on novel. But if you like Alex Hormozi, then definitely get his book. But yeah, those are the books that I've read so far that have helped me in my professional career up until this point. Obviously, I still have a lot to learn, and I feel like I should probably give these books a read again to actually fully grasp everything that they're trying to teach in that book. But I think it definitely offers value to your own life and as a person if you're able to just get over that, the boringness of reading, which I gotta get back into. But right now I've been just trying to apply everything I've learned so far. I think everyone will take something different from reading the books, but the same rules in all these books apply to us all. If you're not into reading, then get an audiobook and just listen to that as if you're listening to a podcast. Let me know what your book recommendations are, obviously around the field of self-improvement and business and finance. I want to grow my collection more and actually acquire some knowledge.